Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi zidni ilma. Quote of the day. Happiness is founded when you stop comparing yourself to other people. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Dr. Sadia Rafiq and under the supervision of Professor Dr. Saira Afzal, today my topic of presentation is United Nations Development Fund, which is UNDP, and United Nations Fund for Population Activities, which is UNFPA. Learning outcomes include the introduction to UNDP and UNFPA, headquarters and foundations, mission and VN strategic plans for the year 2022 to 2025 of UNDP and UNFPA, UNDP and Pakistan, UNFPA and Pakistan, recent updates and multiple choice questions. Learning outcome. At the end of this presentation, participants will be able to describe about UNDP and UNFPA, their VN and mission, how they work and their role in Pakistan. Starting with the flow chart of organizations of United Nations. As you can see, United Nations had headquarters and it is further divided into major organs and the affiliated organizations. It has 6 major organs, 5 of them, the General Assembly, the Secretary Council, the Economic and Social Council, the Trusteeship Council, and the Secretariat are based at UN headquarters in New York. The 6th, the International Court of Justice, is located at The Hague in the Netherlands. And the specialized agencies are the Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, International Atomic Energy Agency, International Criminal Court, International Fund for Agriculture Development, International Labour Organization, International Monetary Fund, and International Organization for Migration. This is very important picture. As you can see, there is Security Council. There are 5 permanent members with the power of veto, which is Russia, China, France, Russia, UK, and US. There are 10 non-permanent members elected for 2-year terms, and they are the decision makers. Then we have the General Assembly. As you can see, it has 193 members, 1 member from each country, and its 1 country vote is equal to 1 vote. So it recommends International Court of Justice, International Criminal Court, Economic and Social Council. It is involved in peace-making forces. Then we have the Secretary Generals, and you can see the UN organs, which I was talking about, which are 6, and then the specialized agencies, which are multiple. So how it all works. Now, starting with the thing, United Nations Development Program, UNDP. The United Nations Development Programs is a United Nations organization tasked with helping countries eliminate poverty and achieve sustainable economic growth and human development. It is the largest UN development aid agency with offices in 170 countries. Introduction. Its headquarters is in New York, United States. It's founded 22nd November 1965. United States parent organization is United Nations General Assembly, and subsidiary is United Nations Volunteers. Mission and VN. UNDP's mandate is to end poverty, build democratic governance, rule of law, and inclusive institutions. It advocates for change and connect countries to knowledge, experience, and resources to help people build a better life. Its values are ethics, integrity, accountability, professionalism, mutual respect, and result orientation through principal performance. Here, UNDP core competencies are 5: leadership, ability to persuade others to follow, then the innovation, ability to make new and useful ideas work, people management, ability to improve performance and satisfaction, then communication, ability to listen, adapt, pursue, and transform, and the delivery, ability to get things done. Role of UNDP. UNDP is a ground, it's about 170 countries and territories working to eradicate poverty while protecting the planet. UNDP helps countries to develop strong policies, skills, partnerships, and institutions so they can sustain their progress. UND support implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. As you can see, it's the logo of SDGs. So what are SDGs? The SDGs are also known as global goals, were adopted by the United Nations in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that by 2030, all people enjoy peace and prosperity. You can see these are the SDG. Number 1 is there would be no poverty, 0 hunger, good health and well-being. 4th is the quality education. 5th, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth. 9th is industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production. 13 is climate action. 4th is life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institutions. 17th is a partnership for the goals and sustainable development goals integration. Activities of UNDP. UNDP works to reduce the risk of armed conflicts or disasters and promote early recovery after crises have occurred. UNDP works through its country offices to support local government in needs assessment, capacity development, coordinated planning, and policy and standard setting. UNDP grants. Its funding windows are pooled, flexible funding mechanism that provide strategic opportunities of our partners to contribute to achieving our 2030 agenda for sustainable development. Strategic Plan 2022 to 2025 of United Nations Development Program. In this, the strategic plan describes how UNDP intend to work together with their partners to deliver what required for us in their extraordinary time. This bold, ambitious plan is structured around 3x6x3. It means there are 3 directions of change, 6 signature solutions, and 3 enablers. A clear framework for where we need to head. So it's helping to get us on the track to deliver on SDGs. So the main formula for the strategic plan of UNDP is 3x6x3. And I show you in a pic, what is it? 3 directions of the change, which includes the structural transformation, leaving no one behind, and building resilience. 6 signature solutions are the poverty and inequality, governance, resilience, environment, energy, gender equality, and 3 enablers are the strategic innovation, digitalization, and development financing. This is all clear in this pic. These are the 6 solutions. So these are the 3 enablers: digitalization, strategic innovation, development financing. It is the integrated development solution driven by the government priorities. And these you can see the building resilience, structure transformation, leading no one behind to achieve the 2030 agenda of SDGs. About us, UNDP in Pakistan. UNDP works with government and people of Pakistan to develop local solutions to development challenges. It supports Pakistan's effort to build a more equitable, prosperous, peaceful, and resilient society, and to achieve its SDGs and COP25, which is United Nations Climate Change Conference targets. UNDP promotes transformational change by fostering strategic partnership with national countership in the federal, provincial, and regional government, civil society, and the private sector, and the local and international community. UNDP supports transformation change by providing technical assistance, focusing on developing capacity within national and local authorities, providing solutions with strong monitoring and evaluation tools, and delivering programs with maximum efficiency, transparency, and accountability. UNDP's goal is to improve the lives of the people of Pakistan through keeping people out of poverty, governance for peaceful, just, and inclusive society, crisis prevention and increased resilience, nature-based solution for development, clean, affordable energy, and women's empowerment and gender equality. These are the highlights from the 2020, in which they have given all of their data regarding democratic governance. As if I study only, I'm reading this, only 13,330 women and girls in the managed family face-to-face sessions. It's their governance, then the crisis prevention and recovery, which was all done through United Nations Development Program, then the environment and climate change, and the development part, they help in the development policy. Where we worked, you can see the different offices. You can see the yellow one is the country office, which is in Islamabad. Then the green are the sub offices, which are in Peshawar and Quetta. Now the legal framework. This page a significant document that governs and guides the work of the United Nations and UNDP in Pakistan. All the details in this document in the country, the year which the program document was the UNDP strategic plan. Then they have given everything in the year-wise, and it's all available on internet if you want to see the details. Then the funding and delivery. UNDP development programs are financed through global non-voluntary contributions from UN and UN members countries, which are the core resources, as well as from contribution from bilateral and multilateral donors, which is cost sharing resources, and from the Pakistan federal and provincial governments, which is government cost sharing resources. UNDP considers government cost sharing as an important indicator and instrument to deepen national ownership and achieve scalability and sustainability of UNDP supported initiatives. The UNDP country program is nationally implemented, as all our initiatives are designed and operationalized in consultation with the Economic Affairs Division, Government of Pakistan, and the relevant federal and provincial ministers, departments, and agencies. Implementation arrangements rely on specialized UN agencies and civil society organizations that are selected through a competitive process and pre-award assessment of their technical and financial capacities. So if we see the budget and expense of 2014, the number of and donors of contributing UNDP program confirms the confidence of the national government and the international local community in a role as a partner of choice for sustainable development. You can see here, it is the budget accelerated structural transformation 56.7, which is 33.2 million. Dark blue is the budget and light blue is expense. It's all details are getting accelerated structural transformation. The budget was of 33.2 million and the expense was 28.73%. Then the budget for eradicate poverty in it or transforms and dimensions was 14.20 million and expense was 11.32. So there is transparency in all the budgets, and they give a during the evaluation and monitoring, they believe in the whistleblow. Anyone, and if there is any some sort of discrepancy, anyone can whistleblow and they take action against it. So all of this data is given, the expenses and budgets is given below in the different things. The details are given below. So about the partnership. The partners of UNDP are European Union, People's Republic of China, Government of Japan, Australia, Swiss agencies, Government of Germany, UK, and US agencies. The work of UNDP Pakistan is made possible by the personal, financial, and professional commitments of its international and national partners, and includes the Government of Pakistan, UN agencies, donors, civil society organizations. The Government of Pakistan is a UNDP's key partner in the design and successful implementation of development projects. This collaboration extends to all tiers of the government from the local to provincial and federal levels. UNDP provides policy, institutional building support to the government and develops programs and projects that are in line with the national policies and priorities. So you can see the federal government partners of UNDP, Ministry of Finance, Planning Commission, Economic Affairs, Electric Commission of Pakistan, Ministry of Provision and Coordination, Parliament, National Assembly, Secretary, Ministry of Climate, Ministry of Water, National Disaster Management Authority. For provisional and regional government partners are the Government of Balochistan, Gilgit-Baltistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Punjab, Sindh, Kashmir, and the Federalist Tribal Area Secretariats. And their international partners, you can see a long list of the different funds of UN Bank, World Bank, Embassy of the United States, and different Government of Japan and Swiss agencies. Then the private sector partners are the Shell, Kofra Foundation, and Coca-Cola. UNDP and United Nations. The UN system in Pakistan continues to strengthen its efforts to achieve greater impact in contributing to national development plans and priorities. The impetus of this effort remains grounded in one UN reform following the call from the United Nations General Assembly in 1997 for a more coherent, effective, and efficient UN development system. UNDP and its UN partners remain fully committed to ensuring that the UN development system work together more coherently, enabling the UN to be a more effective development partner and contributing to a marked improvement in the lives of the people of Pakistan. UNDP recognizes that there must be mutual accountability for results between the UN country team to ensure that all entities are working together under one UN umbrella towards the common goal of supporting national development plans around agreed upon program priorities under the one program. So this is the staff of United Nations and the United Nations volunteer. The United Nations Volunteers Program is the United Nations organization that contributes to peace and development through volunteerism worldwide. Volunteerism is a powerful means of engaging people in tackling development challenges, and it can transform the pace and nature of the development. Volunteerism benefits both society at large and the individual volunteer by strengthening trust, solidarity, reciprocity among citizens, and the purposefully creating opportunities for participation. It is based in Bonn, Germany. United Nations Volunteerism is active in around 130 countries every year. UNV, with field units in 86 countries, is represented worldwide through the offices of the United Nations Development Program and reports to UNDP Executive Board. Nationwide Goodwill Ambassador. UNDP's national goodwill ambassadors are the inspirational women and men who serve as spokesmen to uphold the United Nations Charter and Sustainable Development Goals. Women and youth play a vital role in building the future all around the world. UNDP's goodwill ambassadors shine a light on the issue that matter. They are committed to using their leadership to inspire others to work together to build a future of fairness, equality, and to achieve the SDGs. On 26 February 2018, UNDP welcomed Saima Beg to the rank of UNDP's Goodwill Ambassador in Pakistan, the first Pakistani woman to have climbed Mount Everest. Ms. Beg will lead efforts to build national awareness and partnership around the SDGs, particularly those related to climate change, environment protection, and women's empowerment. So UNDP supports to Pakistan national response to contain the impact of COVID-19, zero tolerance for harassment, sexual harassment, discrimination, abuse of authority, mental health support for youth at risk of radicalization, international seminar on corruption, and and the human rights, etc. So the empowerment through skill development, Mohar and UNDP launched Pakistan's first national action plan on business and human rights, and the investment of green economy recovery. So these are different projects which are going on in Pakistan. The recent updates of UNDP Pakistan Annual Report 2020, the year 2020 pose challenges unlike the world has experienced before. They range from the direct impacts of deadly virus COVID-19 pandemic, which are overwhelming healthcare system to enforce changes in the way of working, to the economic impact on the large part of the global and national economy, including major job losses and increased poverty. More than 1 year into the pandemic, the impact has been devastating for Pakistan's most vulnerable people, and concerted focus and persistent efforts are needed to overcome setbacks and to achieve SDGs. So UNDP is a key partner of government of Pakistan in response to COVID-19. In the early phase of pandemic, they collaborated with sister agencies in the United Nations to conduct a rapid assessment of socio-economic impact with recommendations for the government to address the implication of the pandemic on Pakistan's most vulnerable. This, along with UNDP's support for the COVID-19 secretariat, established the planning, development, and business continuity planning to key ministries, which was critical to ensuring a coordinated and effective social protection response in 2020. So it was all the things. Now moving towards our next topic, which is the United Nations Fund for Population Activities, which is UNFPA. The United Nations Fund for Population Activity, established in 1968, aimed to promote an awareness of social and economic implications of population problems and their solutions, extend aid to developing countries, coordinate United Nations and other organization activities to plan and implement. The UNFPA, formerly the United Nations Fund for Population Activity, is a UN agency aimed at improving reproductive and maternal health worldwide. It is its main aim for the improvement of reproductive maternal health. So it's held is Natalia Canham, headquarters again in New York, United States. It was founded in 1968. Its abbreviation is UNFPA and parent organization is United Nations. UNFPA is the United Nations Sexual and Reproductive Health Agency. Our mission is to deliver a world where every pregnancy is wanted, every childbirth is safe, and every young person potential is fulfilled. The UNFPA supports, number one, reproductive health care for women and youth in more than 150 countries, which are home to more than 80% of the world's population. The health of pregnant women, especially the 1 million who face life-threatening complications each month. Reliable access to modern contraceptives sufficient to benefit 20 people, women a year. Training of thousands of health workers to help ensure at least 90% of all childbirths are supervised by skilled attendants. Prevention of gender-based violence, which affects 1 in 3 women. Abandonment of female genital mutilation, which harms 3 million girls annually. Prevention of teen pregnancies, complication of which are leading cause of death for girls 15 to 19 years old. Efforts to end child marriage, which could affect an estimated 70 million girls over the next 5 years. Delivery of safe birth supplies, dignity kits, and other life-saving materials to survivors of conflict and natural disasters. Census, data collection, and analysis, which are essential for developing planning. So UNFPA calls for the realization of reproductive rights for all and supports access to a wide range of sexual and reproductive health services, including voluntary family planning, maternal health care, and comprehensive sexuality education. Since UNFPA started its work, the world has been progress. The number and rate of women are dying from complications of pregnancy and childbirth have been halved. Families are healthier, young people are more connected and powered than ever before. But too many are still left behind. More than 760 million people are mired in extreme poverty. Sexual development problems are leading cause of death and disability for women in the developed world. Young people bear the highest risk of HIV infection and unintended pregnancy. Many millions of girls face the prospect of child marriage and other harmful practices such as female genital mutilation. Much more need to be done to ensure a world in which all individuals can exercise their basic human rights, including those that relate to the most intimate and fundamental aspects of life. In 2018, UNFPA launched efforts to achieve 3 transformation results, ambitions that promise to change the world for every man, women, and young person. These are ending unmet needs for family planning, ending preventable maternal death, ending gender-based violence and harmful practices. Worldwide, you can see the headquarters in New York, then it has regional, sub-regional, and liaison offices. These are the offices throughout the world and how it works. Guided by the 1994 Program of Action International Conference on Population and Development, ICPD, UNFPA partners with government, civil society, and other agencies to advance its mission. The ICPD Beyond 2014 Global Report released in 2014 revealed that how much progress has been made and significant that remains to be done. The actions and recommendations identified in the report are crucial for achieving the goals of ICPD action and its linkage in post-2015 development agenda. The work of UNFPA is based on the premises that all human beings are entitled to equal rights and protection. We focus on women and young people because a group whose ability to exercise their rights to sexual and reproductive health is often compromised. And its work is done on the better understanding of population dynamics, human rights, and cultural sensitivities. Resources and funding. UNFPA mobilized financial resources from governments and other partners to support programs that aim to achieve the 3 zeros: zero unmet need for family planning, zero preventable maternity, and zero harmful practice and gender-based one, and achieve progress towards the SDGs by 2030. The core resources are contributions without restrictions. Every success, every result starts with core funding. UNFPA, with unique expertise, extensive presence in more than 150 program countries, including in crisis situations, uses core funding to effectively provide essential sexual and reproductive health services to those most in need. Core resources enable global reach and reduce transaction cost. So age of 39, 22, the number of UNFPA core contributors 88, and UNFPA target is 110 donors by the end of this year. And the non-core resources, including the UNFPA slide, the maternal falling funding and financing instruments, thematic funds such as UNFPA supplies, which includes the maternal and new birth health thematic fund, the human action thematic fund, population data thematic funds. Then the United Nations pool and interagency mechanism and other resources include consolidated global funding mechanism and innovative financing models and instruments. And different resources are used, and successful sustainable development also require dynamic and inclusive strategic partnerships. Procurement and supply chain of UNFPF. First, we're delivering supplies to ensure rights and choices for all. UNFPA is a lead agency with the United Nations system for the procurement of sexual and reproductive health supplies and the world's largest public sector procurer of contraceptive. We leverage the significant volume of contraceptive procurement annually to secure cost-effectiveness quality product to meet global needs. Access to safe, voluntary family planning is a human right. Few things have a great impact on the life of women that are number and spacing of children. Family planning is central to gender equality and women's empowerment. It is a key factor to reducing poverty. One measure of access to sexual and reproductive health services is to extent to which a woman who wants to use a method of conception has access to it. Then access to safe, effective, and contraceptive medicines and equipments. UND procures quality assured products, including condoms, IUDs, medical devices and equipment, and hormonal contraceptives and medicines to support maternal, sexual, and reproductive health. And all the quality assurance framework is there for their quality assurance. Then the environmental strategy. The goal of United Nations is to become climate neutral and environmentally sustainable, as described on Greening the Blue Initiative website. Then the ensuring that supplies reach the last mile. Since 2018, UNFPA delivers program supplies worth $472.5 million in more than 114 countries. Among these were male and female condoms, oral injectable contraceptive, intrauterine devices, maternal health and life-saving supplies, medical equipment, reproductive health, dignity kits, and PPE, including family planning, all equipments. Now moving towards evaluation. Evaluation serves three main purposes. It strengthens accountability, evidence-based decision-making, and learning. It is governed by the evaluation policy approved by the executive board. The evaluation officer reports directly to the executive board, including to the annual report on evaluation. Strategic plan of UNFPA 2022-2025. It initiates stakeholder worldwide to unite UNFPA on its journey to achieve accessible access to sexual and reproductive health for all, realize reproductive rights, and accelerate the implementation of the program of ICPD. With the 2030 deadline looming to achieve the three transformational results. One is ending the unmet need for family planning, ending preventable maternal deaths, and ending gender-based violence. Their commitment is to achieving the three transformational results by 2030 remaining the same. And the new strategic plan reflects a changing world according to all these programs, acceleration, transformation, reaching the furthest behind. So decade of action, the most initially 2018, the set vision and chart pathway in these year accelerate and scale up, and the 26-29 tackle unfinished business, decade of the actions, zero preventive maternity, and these are the three which I've described below. UNFPA and Pakistan. Regional Director at Asia Pacific Region International Donor Conference, increasing coverage of lady health workers to provide preventive and curative care, healing from mental health and gender-based violence with hope. So UNFP and Pakistan, the world's 6th most populous country, Pakistan contend with the risk of natural disaster, large and growing youth bulk, and the poverty and inequality, all of which pose significant challenges to delivering reproductive health services. The contraceptive prevalence rate has stagnated along with very number of skilled attendance births. Through policy advocacy and national capacity development, UNFP helped to accelerate progress to MDG for the quality increased coverage of reproductive health and family planning services. UNFP also supports the strengthening of data collection and analysis relating to population access. So these are all the figures which are the key results of 2020, like 14,000 people each with the dignity kits, and these are the numbers which are given below. Actually, I'm short of time, so I'm trying to wind it up within the time. So the key results are service delivery, like 14, there was a number of mobile clinics, 6 financially functional health facilities, 14,000 kidney kits was when there were 11 safe spaces, etc. And the capacity building, 48% trained on clinical management of rape and 496% trained on minimum initial package. These are the results. These are the expenses, 2022 program expenses, which are spent on it, different activities, integrated sexual reproductive health, the blue one, adolescent and youth, green is the gender equality analysis of the population dynamics. Program, the core resources and the non-core resources. These are the 2020 program activities data. You can see the integrated sexual reproductive health services. Total spending was this much million, implemented by different divisions which are and funded by core agencies and non-core agencies. These all the details are given about it. Dashboard available for Pakistan. Now moving towards the multiple choice questions. Number 1, United Nations Development Program works to eradicate poverty and reduce inequalities through sustainable development of nations in more than 170 countries and territories. The headquarters of United Nations Development Program is located in Netherlands, Moscow, Berlin, New York City.
D.
D.
Yes, D is the correct answer, New York City. United Nations is an international organization founded in 1945. United Nations, a part of United Nations system, comprises of many programs, funds, and specialized agencies to achieve this goal. United Nations Global Development Network is known as UNESCO United Nations Development Program, UNICEF, United Nations Security Council.
A.
No, the correct answer is United Nations Development Program, which I was teaching the first part of it is the global network, development network of United Nations. The United Nations General Assembly is the main policy-making organ of the organization, comprising all member states. It provides a unique forum for multilateral discussion covered by Charter of the United Nations. International organization, which is considered executive board within United Nations Assembly, is United Nations Economic and Social Council, International Finance Corporation, United Nations Development Program, and International Development Association. The correct answer is United Nations Development Program, C. I'm emphasizing again and again on it. You should know it that it is the international organization which has executive board in General Assembly as well. So the correct option is C. And then the last, if you see, I have told you that global network is also UNDP. And it has the special executive board in United, which is also again UNDP. United Nations has 6 main organs consisting of General Assembly, Security Council, Economic Social Council, Trusteeship Council, Secretariat, and International Court of Justice. The parent organization of UNDP is United Nations Social and Economic Council, World Bank, International Monetary Fund, or International Finance Corporation. The correct answer is A. The parent organization of UNDP is United Nations, a National Social and Economic Council. UNGA is the main policy organ of the organization comprising all members. It works mutually on international issues. The total number of members represented in General Assembly is 191, 193, 195, 197.
B.
Yes, 193.
B.
Members mean there are 193 countries and 1 vote is equal to 1 country. The United Nations Development Programs is a United Nations organization tasked with helping countries eliminate poverty and achieve sustainable economic growth and human development. Which of the following is not a function of United Nations Development Program? Protect refugees worldwide, poverty reduction, crisis prevention, recovery, energy, and environment.
D.
No, the correct answer is protect refugees worldwide. The remaining 3 are the main functions of UNDP. The first one is not. As a United Nations lead agency on international development, UNDP works in different countries and territories to eradicate poverty and reduce inequality. The UNDP works in 130 countries, 150, 170, 110 countries.
C.
Yes, C is the correct answer. 170 countries. It is a global development network. It is working in 170 countries. UNFPA, United Nations Fund for Population Activities in the United Nations Sexual and Reproductive Health Agency, and was established in 1968. Its main objectives are following: accept, promote an awareness of social and economic implication of population problem and solutions, extend aid to developing countries, coordinate UN and other organization activities to plan and implement and promotion of occupational health. The correct
D.
answer, yes, the correct answer is D, because all above three are the main objectives of the UNFPA, except the last one. It comes in the Labor Council, etc. The United Nations Population Fund, formerly the United Nations Fund for Population Activities, is a UN agency aimed at, what is its main aim? Improving reproductive and maternal health, improving occupational health, improving rehabilitation services, improving education system.
A.
Yes, the correct answer is improving reproductive and maternal health. In 2018, UNFPA launched efforts to achieve three transformational results: ambition that it promised to change the world for every man, woman, and young person, including all except ending unmet need for family planning, ending preventable maternity, ending preventable roadside accident, ending gender-based violence and harmful practices.
C.
Yes, C is the correct answer. This is my key. These are my references, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sadia. Very nice presentation. You have rapidly went through many important data points, especially the graphs and the bar charts that have been shown today. It is one of the excellent presentation. Well done. And see you next time. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.